Alright, everything's working at this end.
Are you sure? Nothing's going to spontaneously detonate?
Spontaneous detonation is how it works.
So does the power just increase, or is it not working until it detonates?
No. You blow it up, and then it slowly assembles itself into a video file.
What happens if you blow that up?
You can't. It already did. It's been through that once before.
Something sounds off about that.
I assure you, this is how YouTube works.
Hey, nobody knows how their fucking compression works.
Correction, nobody knows how the suggestion algorithm works.
Yes,
the compression is very obvious.
Okay, yeah, compression's easy. The suggestion algorithm makes no sense at all because it's been learning off of itself for however long they've made it.
Yes.
I thought Lynn's voice bothered me. She was the voice of Cube. God damn it.
That too.
Make a contract with me.
Now I
Moving
need to go back
on.
in that game and punch her in her face.
It's been a while.
It's been a while.
For various reasons. Some explosions, some drama.
And
Some,
a few masterminds.
Not nearly as many as you'd think.
Wait, none of us is a damn dirty mutant, are we?
Dun dun. Dun dun.
I mean, I am completely.
Are you really a mutant if you're the only one of your kind?
I mean, technically, all my powers are mutation based because they're not technically natural because nothing about me is natural, so it's just kind of in the air.
I think Warp's a mutant.
Could be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but what's she playing in the game?
Harsh.
That was just a flying kick to the face, wasn't it?
So how about that terrible trauma of combat situations?
I think you kicked a puppy. That looks Jesus.
Alright, all in favor? Kaylee's a puppy now.
No.
Aye.
My apartment.
Somebody who's qualified, say gruff it, and then I think we should be good to go.
Yeah, segue Google.
Groff it.
Excellent.
Perfect. Go.
So, just as a recap, last time we were in the process of getting everyone together again. Constance and Miss Murphy had gone off to collect her spoils from raiding a building on her own, which she did very well, and they are returning at this very moment. Mr. Smith and, I forget if anyone else had gone. No, it was just Mr. Smith had gone to pick up Avery if he could, and otherwise check out the area, and both he and Avery are now returning.
That went fantastically. All I had to do was wave a body at someone, and I was instantly recognized.
Yeah, well. You were instantly recognized by the guy who knew you.
Yeah.
And I think Omega had just stayed here. I know she'd gone off to clean Constance's apartment earlier, but...
Yeah, I just got back from that.
Right.
So is it if a halfling has sex with a human and they have a child, is that a quarterling?
That's not how that works. Because a halfling's half a man, so it'd technically be a thirdling.
So, getting back into what this is, everyone's arriving at once. Blinking. Back in hideout. Everyone's here. Except, there's one of the assault agents who attacked Miss Murphy, but I'll leave it up to you whether to assume it's Avery or not.
So does that mean
I
I
have
got the
accomplished
hard...
my mission.
Yes, you have the hard drives and have returned with them.
Okay.
I announce I have accomplished my mission and gesture at this guy.
This is where everyone stares at Avery.
And everybody walks off.
Well, that
Sorry,
answers
I
my
forgot
question
I was
about
on mute.
protocol.
Okay.
That explains a bit.
So
Yes.
just out of character thing. When the next power level is at 180.
185.
It's 180.
It's 180.
Okay, dokie.
Is
Every,
it multiples
every
of
15 points, yes.
Yes.
Oh, I don't know.
Yep.
We were at 165 when we began.
Okay, just making sure.
Anyway, he pointed at me. He said, "Hey guys, important intel when I get back from my box. By the way, we need to set up a secret handshake or something, just so you know."
Secret handshake.
We'll have to determine some way of confirming that.
Could just call me Gnarl, not like anyone else knows
No,
that.
for him.
Oh,
Since he could be anyone.
use his name? I don't... I suppose that's thought for later.
Miss Murphy.
Yeah, here they are.
For everyone unaware, it is a veritable box of hard drives that she's carrying. Or a sack, depending on which you would prefer to carry them in.
I'm not touching that joke.
You're not touching the sack?
Move on.
What's with the
Either way,
bag?
Roberts will take the container of hard drives. These should hopefully give us some kind of one-up on them. In the meantime, Miss Constance, whatever your last name is, I'm afraid I've forgotten in all the hurry.
Yes?
I believe our newcomer has a surprise for you.
Joy.
Brad, that's you.
Oh, sorry, what?
And I was being facetious.
Where's everything?
You've been called out as having a surprise for Constance.
I have nothing.
It starts with A. People have been using it a lot.
That's for her to figure out. I have nothing.
She's one of those people that does nice things and expects nothing for it. Nor to be mentioned about it, or for anyone to ever mention it ever.
Then Omega's not going to bring it up, but she mentioned it, and so Roberts is just going to say it. She fixed your apartment. I haven't seen it myself, but that's what she claims.
That sounds too good to be true.
How does one define fixed? Because you could fix the holes, but some of the things were soaked. Did she buy you new
Avery
carpet?
is here. And no, Roberts is not slotting them into a bay that can take all of them at once. He's going to have to go painstakingly through them.
He doesn't have this weird multi-level supercomputer? Huh, some Stark.
He's not a Stark. He's not a billionaire.
Fine, you're... I can't say Batman, but that's the same situation.
I don't know. The giant Uber generators make me think he's a billionaire.
The giant Uber generators power everything you could possibly ever want down here. They're not powering the computer by itself.
But
They're
weirdly,
powering just the computer. Okay.
they do not power a gypsy cab service.
I am not getting that one.
I said Uber.
I'm going to
Okay,
assume the thing
I
he's
think
fiddled
that's
with by
long
the
enough. I think that's been long enough for all of my subscribers on YouTube to have left. Carry on.
Yeah, probably.
Regardless, you're doing something with the computer. What is it?
Deciding which of these hard drives to check in on first.
They grab one at random. Try this one.
As good a method as any. Miss Murphy, was there anything distinguishing about these?
They were in computers. I wasn't really taking the time to look around. I just tore them apart. Usually ones that were in offices rather than the cubicle setups.
Probably a good call. What we're hoping for is this. The Prejudicium have broadcast centers all over the city. They need to communicate, after all. But while we can know when they're broadcasting, and occasionally how and what, we have yet to find any of the wares. If we could find any kind of clues in these, we can shut one of them down. It'll make it that much harder for them to react to anything we do.
Would it not be easier simply to destroy all communications?
How would you propose we do that without knowing where their communications hubs are?
Isn't there a main communications tower in this city that most things are routed through?
You mean destroy all communications for anyone, anywhere?
Except us, presumably.
We are not immune to anything that would knock out communications in the entire city.
Oh. See, these are details you should tell me.
If I really wanted to, I could block every communication in the city. It just doesn't seem practical.
So you want to block just their communications, but to do that, we need to know specifically where theirs are being sent from. And you're hoping that one of these has that.
I'm hoping that one of these has a clue.
I'll get a chair.
Yes, Miss Murphy?
Drag. Sit.
Robert's heard the little hesitant noise.
I mean, you say it's not useful to block out the city, maybe not all the time, but what if just when we're doing operations?
Well, that's great if nobody needs to call 911 or planes don't try to land at the airport.
Well, can you limit it to maybe a block radius?
A blackout at a block, that sounds functional.
Not if you want me to do anything else.
That still has merit, though. If we encounter, say, a large news crew attempting to interfere and that sort of thing, you can just, assuming we're not otherwise engaged with whatever, you could use your power to at least buy us time. Better that they think they're getting something when they're not, you know?
That is one of my million powers, yes.
Yes, it has merit. It's good to know you can do that. So if we are in the process of something, I'm going to use the word delicate, and they show up when they shouldn't, we have a solution that is better than scare them, hurt them, or break their stuff.
Yeah. Odin, if that's something you actually want to do, you need to voice that. Double parentheses are out of character stuff.
Right. It just, people kept talking and I didn't have a chance to say it, so I just wrote it out.
I actually don't have a problem with that. I was literally writing up what was happening with that while everyone was talking.
Gotcha.
Because yes, that is the way to communicate out of character, but given that typing down there is just speaking.
Yep. Carry
I
on.
thought we decided like a certain like doodly thing for when she was doing whatever.
As long as everyone understands what's going on, it doesn't particularly matter.
Fair enough.
A temporary blackout might always be called for, but on a constant basis, probably not. Unless any of you have any bright ideas on how to sort through this, it might be better for... Well, I'll be stuck here looking through these. If there's anything any of you have in mind as something to accomplish.
Yeah, I just have to look at how fatigue actually works in this game.
I have an
It's
eidetic
been-
memories, so if you want me to help you look over these, I can help process the information.
I certainly wouldn't say no.
Especially since, how many hard drives are there?
Uh,
Couple dozen?
in that range, yeah.
Okay, yeah, so definitely you'd want someone who can help memorize all that stuff.
I got an idea while you're doing that.
Hmm?
I want to meet the person moving me around all the time.
Yes, I imagine you would want answers about her.
But what now?
Our transport medium.
Oh, I just presumed it was something uncomprehendable to the mind without damaging it or some nonsense.
That is certainly involved.
Excellent.
So I have to say that comes in if she ever chooses to be somewhere in the flesh.
Literal flesh or amorphous blob?
She looks human.
You implying she's not?
I'm implying she was.
Better than what I have going for me.
You know, some people could take offense to that.
Shrugs.
Not talking about you.
Okay, so yeah, I just looked at that for power stunt purposes. How many hard drives are there?
Probably in the range of like 30 to 60. And Roberts will just kind of shrug. I'm using her own definition.
It's not an ability I like to use because it's draining, but I can look through the entire contents of a hard drive in about a second and see everything that's on it.
Will you remember everything that's on enough to communicate?
If you want know what you want to find, I can tell you if it's on it.
Part of the problem is that we don't know what exactly we're looking for. We're sifting through masses of dirt trying to find the few flecks of gold, but we don't know what that gold is going to look like.
Could be details on their phone number that lead to their location. Could just be a Domino's order they made that did lead us to our location. It's that sort of thing.
As for our transport system, I'm not using her name because she still hasn't given it even to me. You recall how our wayward murderer was from a different place?
Sure.
As best as I can tell from what she's mentioned, very few times she's ever spoken to me, she's also from a different place, but it doesn't happen to exist anymore.
Damn Superboy punching the walls of reality.
I don't really care. But if I'm working with someone, I need to meet her at this point.
Likewise.
My blind trust is over.
I'm just here because I have half an hour before my roast is done.
You require a
What sort of
face-to-face
roast?
meeting or just speaking with her?
I prefer to meet her. I can do it alone if that makes her feel better.
And I can wait my turn to speak with her also.
Well, I guarantee you she's listening to us right now. She's been based in this room ever since she arrived here.
So, another entity that's watching me bathe? Is that what you're telling me?
No, Frankly, I don't understand how she works very well. I know what her limitations are to some vague degree.
So is she physically present in the room? This is an out-of-character question.
Oh, there are no other physical presences that you can detect in this room.
Okay. That's including ignoring concealment and all that stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just making sure.
Yeah, no, she's got a weird thing going on.
Okay.
Which is very much the point. Just, you know. Give me 1 second here. Someone's trying to talk to me.
The Smith kind of leans back and notices that his sandwiches are mysteriously vanishing into the nothing. There's no other reason for Avery to go review my fucking sandwiches, except to eat them. Or
Avery
shuffle
is
their
not
ingredients.
eating your sandwiches.
How are you doing to my sandwiches, boy?
Avery is stacking oranges.
I don't have any oranges.
You do now.
Do 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 do.
What the fuck have you done to my meat table? No! You literally can't eat that much in the way of fruit or vegetable. I mean, you can, but it's really uncomfortable. Son of a bitch, there is an orange there. They're multiplying.
Just 1 second longer. Gotta get this person out of my room.
Use a knife. That or bad puns, or both.
Ah, Avery is stacking oranges.
Yeah, well, yeah. I don't know where he's producing them from, but there they are.
Don't question it. Your mind would shatter.
I doubt that.
Juggling
I don't
would be
have one.
Juggling would be a sleight of hand test, right?
I believe so.
Why are there 600 oranges?
Didn't we just establish he's
Asexual
stacking oranges?
reproduction.
Yes, but I'm seeing orange 602. Like,
Oh no,
That's a fair
just his,
point.
That's just his randomization thing in TOS. So you don't know how many of something there is when there's like mobs.
That's a good point.
So he puts
So
down
that when-
3 orcs, and they say like
when-
orc 47, 2, and 2000. It's like
so that if Orc 9 happens to be the first one you see, you know you are not accidentally given the information that there are 8 other orcs or more.
Precisely.
Though, if we see Orc 1, I think we can safely assume that there is at least one other Orc.
You never
It's
know.
racist.
We can
Actually,
definitely-
if I ever see a single-digit number, I usually cut and repaste it for that very reason.
if you see orc number 1, then you know there is one orc.
Or that he is the number 1 orc. In which case
He's
you
the
should probably
strongest
run.
and sexiest of all the orcs.
Very high charisma, very low dex.
So, getting back onto things.
Who's
Good
things?
luck.
Roberts will sigh at both Constance and Miss Murphy wanting to meet this person now. Does anyone else want to add their...
I would not
Names on the
mind
list.
seeing her and asking some questions. Whether publicly or privately, I care not.
There is a distant tinking of a knife on the table.
I think that is Avery's request to join. Was it 1 tink or 2?
Repeatedly until he was acknowledged.
Ah, well, there you are then.
Omega, no comment?
Well, I have 29 minutes till my roast is done, so I might as well.
Well, if she does appear, I'll give you this warning. Her appearance is not the part of her that's the unknowable by human minds and all that dime store horror novel nonsense.
Is it her mind?
It's her voice.
Does she need... We have a whiteboard.
Yes, we do. Avery, could you bring that over here?
I don't need voices to communicate.
As silly as this sounds, the concept of you touching minds with an interdimensional entity sounds like a bad idea. You know, just throwing that out there.
Robert starts to say something, and then the lights flicker, which they have never done.
It's a stalker, isn't it?
Har har. See, no one here is going to get that except for me and Kaylee.
And then this fucker appears.
Ian, your actions have consequences.
No, that fucker does not appear.
That was a good time for me.
That fucking werewolf. Okay.
It was just the Shadow Stalker classic monster trope. What do you want from me?
Roberts coughs. I think she may be obliging you.
I look at the
If I would-
whiteboard.
If I would recommend that everyone looks down...
Well, that's unusual. I do so.
Yeah,
I'll do so as well.
That sounds
Miss-
wrong.
Will Miss Murphy be looking down?
Yes.
Is everyone now looking down?
Yep.
It's a positive note from everyone.
Is
When
this
you
a
look up
witch?
again, yeah, there's a naked teenager. Well, I say naked because you don't see clothes, but from about the neck down until you hit the bottoms of her legs, it's basically just black. It's sort of like looking into a really dark pond.
Is the pond shaped like a human, or is it just like blurred the
It's
fuck
shaped
out?
like a human.
Is it named Amy?
You have something on yourself.
It's my mother-in-law.
She waves.
I wave back.
I'll wave back also with one of my flamey hands.
She waves with both hands.
Blink.
Well, I can wave with 3 hands. Beat that.
I have a
With my
tail.
foot,
Does a tail
too.
count?
Avery floats off to one side to see if she tracks his motion. Because that's
Indeed
the
she
only way
does.
he has to verify whether or not someone can see him.
Yeah, no, she looks right at him.
Then he waves.
She continues to wave and just kind of circles it around the room now.
I approach calmly, extend a hand, and go, "Hello, I am Mr. Smith, but I am also Gnarl, and I am also Tyrant. But you know this, probably. How are you?"
Go ahead and move your token, then.
Where is she? I don't see her. Oh, there she is. Sorry, that's my bad.
Have you ever tried to stick your hand through a mirage?
I'm not that crazy, no.
No, because once you get close to them, they disappear.
Exactly. As soon as you get close to her, she disappears.
Shit.
So, what is it?
I think it's a ghost like Avery, but it really doesn't like physical contact.
She shakes her head.
She obviously prefers her.
She nods at that. Robert
Um,
is just sitting back watching because he's gone through this once already.
I don't like things I can't touch. I am pretty gnarly.
Okay. What is her?
What is
Just-
him or her?
She shrugs.
Grab the whiteboard. Borrowing this, Avery. Wheel.
Oh, no.
Okay. Am I being resistant on the way there?
Please make a dex test, I presume.
Alright.
Even accidental contact.
Oh god, yeah. Oh Jesus.
Yeah, sure. Well, I haven't done this in a while. Dex.
If you didn't ask first, Avery probably didn't expect you to try and grab it, so...
Oh, yeah, nothing special.
It's time to try and possess the dinosaur.
I got a 16. Go me. I guess it just means I'm careful.
What
No,
does this
that-
constitute as?
Well, my first instinct is you just quickly grab it. Now let's see if Avery manages to realize what you're doing and let go fast enough. Good news is we have the same dex modifier.
Looks like he does.
Heck, if anything, you react faster than I do, so. Grab, wheel. Borrowing, wheel. This is the problem with not being able to see you. I don't know what you're doing. Miss something. Do you have a name? Please write that down on the whiteboard if you have something you would like to be called by other than Miss.
I assume he tosses it over.
Not wheel it, but yeah.
Oh, it's a handheld, not a easel.
Yeah,
Okay,
no,
so
it is a handheld cloth whiteboard.
Well, then I politely put it on the ground and then walk away because I'm not going to break that because I have enough trouble just not breaking shit by holding it.
So, why is the girl from the ring teleporting us around?
She sort of tilts her head at Omega. And Roberts coughs. Because the Praejudiceum is after her as well, though I don't fully know what they plan to do to her. And this is the most effective way she can help.
Fair news. The whiteboard is right there. I'd like to see what she has to say.
Well, they could close up the well and then she couldn't crawl out of it anymore.
She tries to step towards the whiteboard and stops about there, and she starts miming a wall.
Take a step back.
She now has a whiteboard.
Roberts, could you get us some kind of periscope or telescope, because that whiteboard's a bit on the small side, and unless we just want one-word answers, it's going to be hard to read what she's writing.
She suddenly holds up the whiteboard that has in big block letters, "Hi."
Hi.
Fantastic.
Name, please, miss?
Question mark.
Do you not have a name?
Forgot.
Fair news.
I'm going to extend a hand towards her, about 30 feet towards her, see if she reacts to that in any way.
God, every time you say that, I imagine just the Mr. fucking Fantastic Arms and go, oh, right, you have extra ones.
Hmm.
As soon as your arm gets a little too close to her, the whiteboard and brush fall to the ground, and she's gone.
How close is too close?
From your perspective, it looks like as soon as you get within, 30 feet of her? Oh, God.
That's
What the
actually
heck?
not bad.
I'm over there now.
Well,
Rob.
sorry about that.
Why must you touch?
She
Didn't we
folds her arms
explain-
and stomps a foot.
Back up. Just sort of
She
measures for a bit, then
she holds her
chucks.
arms up.
Just underhanded, just softballs it.
She does manage to catch it.
Nice catch.
Roberts will speak up. Miss Murphy, you were the most adamant.
At least get her a name or something to call her. Calling her Miss every time is going to give me a headache.
Do you have any names you like?
After a moment of deciding what to write, she just shrugs.
So, am I getting any kind of impression from her? Is she trustworthy? Is she just, screwing with us or anything?
Well, here's the thing. You're pretty sure she's screwing with you to some extent. You're not entirely sure what, but you're pretty sure she's just kind of being silly in at least one way. There's something about her body motions and facial expressions that are giving you that impression. But she doesn't seem like she's purposefully deceiving you.
Okay.
Could I make an insight check on that line of reasoning?
I believe that was what Odin was doing to begin with.
Well,
Don't
yes.
see why they both can't roll.
Well,
That information was based on
Was based on the insight roll.
mine, yeah.
unless she
Ow.
shares the information, there's nothing to go off of.
Fair
Yeah,
news.
well, Avery's also trying to judge the situation here, because, well, at the moment he's kind of, he kind of sympathizes.
I will roll your thing.
Ghostly figure, doesn't like being touched,
Literally
Took a long
cannot
time.
communicate.
took a long time to even get used to the idea of having a name.
They do have some similarities, don't they?
Is this your wife?
Oh, God.
Mary's young.
Not that. Well, they're both dead. Young is.
She looks like a
Tangential.
teenager. He does not look like a teenager.
I could look like a teenager. Technically, I'm 4.
Avery, you're not getting any better than Constance did. She seems a bit silly about something, even if you're not sure what, but again, not purposely being deceitful.
She's watching Mummies Alive on her iPad.
If I may, if anyone's going to name her, I voted as Avery.
I think
He would-
everyone turns to Tyrant at that.
Makes the most sense to me.
Well, I'd now ask Avery to say his piece, but
You did just offer the one person to do it that we can't even hear.
She can toss the whiteboard back.
If he consents, I can speak with him.
she looks at the whiteboard and then sticks it into her chest.
Why?
Hot?
Avery,
Yes.
a whiteboard falls out of the sky through you.
Is that how we're moving around?
She shakes her head.
I mean,
For the one, for the two people in the room who can see Avery, he also turned to stare with a what face to Tyrant, and is now just staring at the thing on the floor beneath him, looking not
well, the she just
confused,
inserted
more
into her chest and just came out of the thin air. I just realized.
he's looking distressed, not not confused.
Roberts in the meantime just laughs. We know where Avery is now.
We
He picks
do?
up his whiteboard.
I guess we do.
He takes the whiteboard and just begins meandering around the room, thinking. And I'll be back in just a sec.
Oh, okay.
I suppose while that's being settled, I guess, yeah, Kaylee had dibs, so.
And now I have no way of actually speaking to her.
Son of a gun. Can we get another whiteboard
She
here?
waves.
Just nod or shake your head. Is it that you can't physically come near us?
She tries to tilt her head diagonally.
Does she succeed is the question that's very important.
She's trying to, nod her head sideways.
I believe that is a maybe.
She shakes her head. Then she just nods and then shakes her head.
It's a yes and a no.
She points at Constance.
Well, alright then.
Is it that something really bad happens if we get close to you?
Nod.
Bad for us or bad for you?
Nod. Nod.
Both sides, alright, excellent.
She kind of floats over to the table.
Help yourself to the sandwiches. And the oranges, I guess.
The 845 oranges?
Yes.
Ooh, I see a 983.
Oh, even better.
She does pick up an orange with a black, watery hand and sticks it into herself.
And where is that one going?
She shrugs.
She's an exhibitionist then.
Jesus.
Oh. You didn't
Why?
say where. You didn't say where.
Yeah, fine. That's my own fault.
I mean, to be fair, she does take the self that is her, but... I mean, anyone can do that.
She opens her mouth like she's going to say something and stops herself.
Right, because if he says things, it's bad for us.
Nod.
Does eating accomplish anything for you in terms of taste or purpose?
Shrug.
So is it taste that happens?
Nope.
Is there anything we can do for you since you've been helping us?
She doesn't have an immediate answer for that one, and just kind of sits on the ground and looks at her feet.
Well, I, for one, am very grateful for the assistance that you provided us so far, so if there is something I can help with, let me know.
Seconded.
You like some cloves?
She looks at Miss Murphy, grabs another orange, and tries to balance it on her shoulder. It falls into her shoulder.
That's a yes.
That's more of a, I think she's like a walking black hole.
She shakes her head at that. Then she
Okay.
points at Miss Murphy.
Okay, that is more accurate, fine, but stuff doesn't fall into Miss Murphy unless she wills it. Stuff seems to just fall into you by contact.
Mhm.
How else would you have me phrase that?
Let's hope you never find out.
Fair dues. I still want to ask how precisely she's moving me about, but that's not really something a yes or no can reply to.
She scratches her head, and then holds up an orange. She grabs a fork as well. She puts the orange down for a second, points at Mr. Smith, and then points at the fork.
Alright, I'm a fork.
She nods.
Yeah, that's about right.
Fork you.
She sticks the fork into the orange.
Excellent.
Now she points at the ground, and then points at the orange.
She wants to fuck the ground?
She shakes her head heavily.
That
I
was
don't
out
think
of
so,
character.
no.
That was out of
Yeah.
character.
Okay,
No,
good.
no, it wasn't. I
So
was a
again-
character.
Again, she points at the orange, and she points at the ground.
The orange is where we are right now.
Okay,
She
so
shrugs.
It's the
Constance,
ground?
On the whiteboard appears the text, "We are grounded."
She shakes her head.
Constance is smarter than I am, so can I roll something instead?
Sure, you want to roll int? Go right ahead.
Okay, I just need to remember.
Anyone who wants to. If they think their character is smarter than they are, go right ahead.
My character's
Skullhat, if you
blase,
roll, I'm
yeah,
going to be very unimpressed with you.
I'm not rolling. I know he's not smarter than me. Shut up.
It's pure intellect, nothing else.
Yeah, just go with pure intellect.
My character's just blasé about everything and doesn't care to guess.
Thanks, but...
Oh, that might not be
Oh,
good enough.
alright then.
Yeah, that's really not good enough. She's saying, the world is the orange.
She wants to fuck the world.
Why does she want to fork the world?
She wants to peel the world and eat it.
Wait, why does she want to fork the world with me?
Okay,
Wait, what's going
you got
on here?
Constance has the answer. Speak up now.
The orange represents the world.
She nods.
So I'm on the world. Fair dues.
She pulls out the tyrant fork and sticks the tyrant fork in a new spot.
You're lifting me.
Then she shakes her head.
You're moving the entire world.
She blinks in surprise and then nods.
I need my chair. Sit.
Out of character, this is how you get around the thing of tyrant cannot be teleported.
Mm-hmm.
You teleport everything else.
She is literally moving the entirety of this planet, so I am places quicker.
Uh-huh.
Why has no one noticed that?
Didn't that affect day and nighttime cycles?
Yeah, here's the thing. She's not moving the entirety of the planet.
Literally everything.
Not all of existence, but near enough that nobody's really going to be able to tell for a while.
She's moving the freaking solar system?
I'm
Yeah.
in my chair,
It's dimensional bullshit.
hands in my face, face in hand, hand face.
Ha.
Eh.
The question is, though, will you be able to pierce heaven with your drill?
Gonna
Yes.
try. So to be clear, just to absolutely clear, you, points at her, are moving everything that is around here, all of it, slightly, just enough to where we and me are in a slightly different position.
She sort of fiddles her hand about like she's not sure and then nods.
More or less that, then. Avery, if you're done with the whiteboard...
What?
Omeg says your powers are an affront to thermodynamics and he hates you.
She waves.
Just passing along the message. You seem nice enough.
And now
why
the
do we
ring has
have
an
to-
opinion.
Why do we have to look up for this?
That's a great fucking question.
She taps her chin.
I think it's just a visual cue so she knows that we're ready.
She nods at that and then shrugs and waffles her hands if there's more to it.
Honestly, that's a good enough reason as any. I mean, just so we all know when we're going places rather than just being yanked around.
She stands up, moves back to the center of the room, and starts spinning in a circle.
Ah, it's so that we don't get all kerfuffled by the movement.
She nods.
Avery writes something on the whiteboard and turns it so that only she can see it.
Oh, okay. She tilts her head this way and that. Then she shrugs slightly and taps her ear.
Yep, I don't know what to make of that.
Something
She
you
wa-
want to share with the class?
You want to roll an
Carol
int
Carol
for
Carol.
Avery would find out? How do you do
Averages.
private messages again?
/W, then the user's name.
The user in MapTools, not like anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah, as shown in the connection list. So, knowing that she's probably the only person here who can hear it, Avery speaks it out loud.
Everyone's whispering me now.
Because I remember we established Constance could not hear Avery.
Yes, only see.
She makes a pose like she would be humming, but of course she isn't. Then she shrugs and nods.
Avery adds a period to the end of what's written, and then turns it so that everyone else can see. And they can see that what is written is, she's okay with being called Frechette.
Should probably give everyone a spelling on that.
Please.
Shut up.
Is that a bread?
I thought it was a cheese.
Oh, I see. It's like a flechette, but there's 4 points on it.
So, flechette. Why did you name her after a knife?
Are you aware of what comes up as the first Google response to that, Tile?
Oh, jeez. Okay.
I don't think you are. Just put the word into Google and look at what the first response is.
You named her Fork. Holy fuck.
No, that's not what comes up for me!
It's not. I mean, yes, it does translate to fork, but there's another definition.
So apparently there's a piece of slang I was not aware of. Then we should
Fork is
just,
already a term for fuck, so...
so we should just maybe let the viewers discover it for themselves and not say a single thing about it.
Yep, nope.
You want to have fun today? Go Google that.
Don't Google that.
Don't Google
Or
it while
do.
you're at work.
Also, don't Google Santorum.
Okay, if
giving
we're
the
just going to
game
be
away.
blunt about it, we can just name her Fork.
Roberts will snort at the written name.
Because, of course, he's fluent en français.
Of course he is. To be fair, he knows Afrikaans. Of course he knows French.
Afrikaans is Dutch.
Yeah.
I know, but I'm saying that
We know something
I'll put it this way,
esoteric.
he's
It's not esoteric if you live there.
His natural language is Afrikaans, but he's not from South Africa in any way, shape, or form.
Fair dues. He's from mystical South Africa.
Dun dun dun.
Nevertheless, it would be perfectly reasonable for Avery to also be out of touch with slang for the past few hundred years, so carry on.
Hold on, I have to fix this.
Oh, yeah, formation.
There we go.
My character speaks 8 languages, and I didn't think to give her French.
It's a bow and arrow.
Yes.
Damn it, Kaylee.
Dipped one and it's gone completely mad with power.
Control-Shift-L to lock player movement, Goosum.
If you were trying Mr. Smith pipes up at the name given. If you were trying to spell Fleur, you did it wrong.
If anyone would look over to her, she is casually tracing her new name in the air.
What that is?
4 cheese pizza.
That or fork, I'll take either.
Because 5 cheeses would be ridiculous.
So what is the name she's tracing? Because this is kind of important.
The one that's written on her right now?
Oh. Okay, we're doing that then. Okie dokie.
That's what she agreed to be called.
I'm never gonna be able to say that now with a straight face.
Oh shit. Right, we have a name for Goody. Can you please pass her the whiteboard so we can ask questions more complicated than how was your day?
For the record, Roberts has turned back to be looking through hard drives.
Avery, share your whiteboard.
If I see him doing that, I'll turn around and help him.
You're not going to ask any questions of,
I'm listening, but I don't really know what to ask right now.
Okay.
Avery, just because you're invisible doesn't mean the whiteboard is visible. I can see it, share it.
I'm going to assume Avery is writing something.
Ty was writing something.
That's just it. We'll get you an extra. In fact, I'm of the opinion we should have like a big one you can write on to actually communicate better. Speaking of, why don't we have a really big one? Why don't we get a tiny one?
She makes a pained expression.
Back off a step. Softball it from there.
She did not make a pained expression at his movement. She made a pained expression at what he said.
She's the one that's getting us all this stuff.
Oh. Well, that's why I said he can share what is yours, technically, and my brain hurts.
She catches the whiteboard.
How are you getting all this stuff if you can't be near anyone?
She just might be able to move the fucking earth at whim.
She writes out very carefully.
Actually, you know what? I'm just going to buy a whiteboard and bring it here. I could probably take a day off. Not sure how you would move it in me, but I guess I'd be holding it. Well, if you've not managed to warp my clothes into my innards, I suppose it doesn't really matter if I take a whiteboard with me.
Could you do that sometime? If you just, yeah.
I'm gonna ask everyone to make a... is it wisdom in this? It's not, no, it's...
Awareness.
Awareness is the closest thing to wisdom.
It's not the stat I want. Hold on a second.
What are you after?
Give me one moment and I'll just tell you.
Now!
Yeah,
Everyone's
actually, in this
moving that
case, it'd be
fun
awareness. Everyone roll awareness. Unless you don't care.
Awareness, basic, or perception?
Basic.
Okay.
You know, I've never actually rolled my perception in this game yet.
That's because I'm
you
usually
can't do
rolling it
shittier
for
than
you.
me.
I'm usually rolling your perception for you to see if you notice something or not. In this
I
case,
noticed nothing.
I'm making you roll your awareness because it's something that you normally wouldn't really have cause to notice, but I'm now just gonna force it on someone because it's just kind of a trivia effect. But so far,
I don't know this shit.
well, I haven't seen Kaylee's yet. But
Because I don't have it written down. A separate. Oh, right, there we are.
so
Just be one of the raw.
far, everyone but Mr. Smith has gotten it. Even with the 1, you're still getting it.
That was an 11.
Oh,
It means the
yes,
plus
I'm
one.
sorry. I read that wrong. My bad. If she's moving the Earth, you are currently underground.
You can move the Earth up and down and slide to side. It's in space.
The typical problem with that would be you'd be then squished against the ground.
Not necessarily, depending on how
Kind of-
wide her movement is.
I'm just
Yeah.
pointing out that she is still moving you around, but actually taking you through physical objects.
So her powers go beyond merely moving and into the realms of phasing through reality. Yes, and
Or at least teleportation.
actually, you could literally be teleporting the entirety of the planet, and we
I'm
just
just
stay
making
where
sure
we are.
everyone. I'm just making sure that's clear to everyone.
I did notice that, yeah.
Past a certain point, I'm waving it as bullshittery and moving on.
Mr. Smith has filed this very carefully in the magic so powerful as to be silly. And if not magic, it's so sciencey, it might as well be magic. I recognize that there's a pay grade above mine, and I'm looking at it.
Even if it occurred to Avery.
What difference does it make?
Yep.
Yeah. She
Right, I
writes
can find
down.
it. Oh.
She writes down. Should I go yet?
No, I got a question. What was it? Fuck me, I didn't like.
That's not a question.
No, hush. I'm going to assume your consciousness encompasses enough of everything to be aware of when we're looking up and all that business. But does your physical form actually exist, or can you just be whatever, I suppose is the way to put it? Like, let's pretend for whatever insane flipping reason we need to communicate with you outside of this room. Is that both possible and reasonable?
She writes down. I have to know where to look.
Okay, how would be the best way to get your attention, then? Besides my transforming and stomping on something big.
She shrugs for a bit and then takes a while drawing something on the whiteboard. When she turns it around, she has drawn a very detailed explosion.
You are a lovely artist.
I don't want to make an explosion every time I have to. Yeah.
Oh, we don't. We have Roberts for that, but I'm saying in case we lose communication with Roberts, we need a way of getting a hold of her to get out of places, and, well, if that's the way...
She does nod at Miss Murphy.
Side question. How much of everything inside here do you see when you're not you?
She tries to write out an answer to that, then she just holds the whiteboard up in front of her face and waves her hand in front of the whiteboard.
So, all of it?
She shakes her head.
I think what she's focusing on. She sees what she wants to, but she has to be looking there.
She very visibly rolls her eyes and writes down, walls are opaque.
They are to most people, yes.
She points at Constance.
Just making sure. Hey, could you let me know if Avery ever walks through, like, the wall while I'm taking a bath or something?
Why would you know? He wouldn't say anything, couldn't say anything, and wouldn't tell anyone about it.
You know what? I still want to know.
All right.
She blinks and looks over to where Avery is by the weapons table for some reason. She makes a giggling motion, but makes no noise.
Well, thank you for taking the time to meet us then for a chat. We will endeavor to stop the assholes who think they have a position of power over us. Speaking of, why haven't you just teleported every single one of their members into space? Wait, no, I know the answer to that. You don't know which of them they are, and so on.
She shakes her head a bit. She holds up the whiteboard, and then she makes like a peace sign with her hand, and then turns it over so there's instead of legs on a person, and slams it into the whiteboard.
You don't want to break a peace pact? Or just don't want to hurt her innocence?
She rolls her eyes again and writes down "ow."
I have the same effect when I talk to him. It's normal.
She draws a smiley face.
Oh, goodness.
And then she writes down, "It hurts to try."
Does it hurt you to move us?
No.
Alright. So it hurts
Robert,
to move.
Meanwhile, will speak up for the back of the room where he and Constance are looking over these things. Might have found something.
Goody.
Hope so.
Oh, well, before we finish, though, why can't we approach you at all?
She already said.
Well, yes, she implied something bad would happen. That doesn't tell me much. I know why I can't touch Avery. Try and possess myself. Why can't I touch her?
Wait,
Beyond,
you
not
can't...
wishing to.
When did Avery tell you that?
Yes, the means of Avery's possession has never been described or seen.
Yeah, I keep forgetting that shit. Sorry, it's been a while.
Yep.
Well, I presume we can't touch him for some reason. Has that ever been discussed whether or not we can touch him?
How would you even know if you're touching him?
I swear to goodness he's possessed people and at least it's come up or something.
She writes down, "He could be inside you right now."
Oh god, no. But no,
I
the
hate it
question
when
still
someone's
stands
inside me by
regardless
surprise.
Regardless of the fluff details, why can I not approach or touch you? If you are willing to share.
She considers for a minute and makes a game out of pushing the marker into her hair and then catching it when it falls out of the sky.
Because I'll just wind up elsewhere?
She shakes her head.
Mm.
She's obviously in a thinking pose.
I wouldn't think too hard on it. I don't think you guys should be that close to me most of the time.
She says, talking to a monstrous lizard grown in a vat. Hi there. I don't think the same rules apply to me. What would crush and obliterate a normal person would very rarely bother me, so if it's any comfort at all to you, if you were to lose control out of nowhere, I'd probably be just fine.
You have yet to see it when I really lose control.
I saw you pop a bubble.
She taps her foot enough to make a noise and holds up a whiteboard that says, "Has anyone here gone past absolute zero yet?"
I don't think I have. The testing did involve some applications of Absolute Zero. I think it was cold. What do you want me to know?
She said beyond absolute zero. Within conventional physics, that's not possible, so...
So she's super, super cold?
She shrugs.
Do you want a heater?
She sticks the whiteboard back into herself, and it falls through Avery again.
I think she's enjoying that.
Yeah. So a magazine suddenly falls to the ground over there.
Huh. That's an unusually good way of keeping track of Avery.
And then she waves.
Thank you.
Thanks indeed.
Thank you.
And then the next time you blink, it's like... You know the after effects you get if you stare at a bright light?
That happens to me all the time.
Yes, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Now, imagine that, but if you got the same thing from looking at something really dark.
She is a walking black hole. Cold and absolute zero, things just kind of fall through her.
Okay, black holes are probably not colder than absolute zero, I'll just tell you right now.
Fine, some sort of mystic wormhole, hush.
They're ridiculously hot.
Uh-huh.
Fine, white hole. There, you happy?
That's racist.
That is.
You're racist.
That's racist.
Roberts coughs. Like I said, might have found something.
Right, yes, of course. Business first. Alright. Avery, get over here.
I don't think this monitor's big enough.
It was already quite a hassle to get it down here.
Yeah, I imagine.
What was that name? Frechette?
Florchette here.
Avery, I'm going to have to ask you later why that in particular, but...
What's it mean?
It's French.
For what? Just a French name?
I'm telling you, it's a bread.
I thought it was a cheese.
Roberts will glance at Avery to see if he writes it down or not.
Okay, so Constance doesn't speak French, but she has an eidetic memory. Is there any chance at all that she'd seen this word before?
She might have seen the other version of what it means.
Should I just roll expertise or something?
I'm debating. Does she like French food?
Her name is French, you realize that, right?
That doesn't mean shit.
That doesn't mean anything in America.
She would have had stuff too, yes.
Then odds are she would know what it means just because if you're ever in a French restaurant, you will hear the word.
Okay.
She florchets. What?
Did you say floor shit?
No, florchette.
His French
That's
is
like
bad.
florchette, doesn't it?
We'll
What
get
did
back
you
to
name
that
her?
later.
More like stick a fork on us, we're done.
We're not done yet.
If nothing else, we have the address, if only because someone was sloppy, of one of the relay points. If we can go there, we might be able to find one of the actual communication hubs from different signals coming in and out.
Someone ordered a pizza, didn't they?
No pizzas, just...
That's usually what gets them.
It's a civilian branch.
Alright.
Can we get a pizza?
I mean, sure, as long as everyone's fine with at least some part of it being meat. It's a dietary thing.
Pineapple and ham?
I can do that. As long as they don't overboard with the pineapples.
I'm telling you, pepperoni, pineapple, and jalapenos. It's so good.
I can do that as well, but it's too many jalapenos and I have gastronomical problems, so might need to go light on that.
I don't want to even know what will happen with you and that.
Exactly, so let us go light on that. Anyone have a preferred place? Excuse us, most of us are human. We're mortals who like to eat. Let's go with that. No offense, Avery.
I haven't had a meal in a while.
Do you
How
need
about
one right
this?
this moment?
We'll go get some pizza, and then we'll hit up this communication hub that's not going anywhere.
There's 983 oranges on the table.
We don't want oranges, we want some pizza. Besides, I can't even eat them anymore. I can't even eat like half those oranges. Can't even eat like
Kyle,
quarter of
you've
those
created a monster with those oranges.
And they'll join the likes of my apartment and the other dumbass silly memes we've made somehow.
Yeah, it's our own personal memes. That's what these are.
Regardless, the communication chip is going nowhere. It's a good excuse to stretch our legs. I vote we get pizza on the way.
I can't stop you.
Correct. Anyone? My treat. Anyone coming?
Just one sec. If we're going out again, is there something I can do to conceal my identity? I'd asked you about it before, but in this situation, it's kind of difficult in that we're going out in public.
I can have something definite for you after you have pizza, apparently. Or do you need something before then as well?
Let me tell you, I've been, they've been after me pretty publicly. They're not going to come after you or even know where you're at that easily.
I've been wanted secretly, and I can agree.
It's more everyone else that I'm worried about.
You're worried about a dinosaur, a lady who can crush gravity, and a ghost.
Get some food. Worry about it after.
Alright.
Come on. I get you let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we can do thirds. How much do you two girls eat, anyway?
Avery has written something.
It's fair, I suppose. I'm not...
I will point this out. Do you recall the firestorm that blew a building in half?
Yes.
We prefer for that not to happen this time.
I'm getting pizza.
With the hub, I mean.
Oh, okay.
I would assume we shouldn't be heard of at all unless you want that hub to be worthless.
Basically. I would say you have two options. You can either all go in and try not to be detected, or some of you can make a distraction elsewhere while another part of you goes in.
How about we discussion over pizza?
Go right ahead.
Avery, you want in on this? We have spare captives if you want.
The latest captured Prejudicia member hasn't been moved out of the cell yet.
Exactly.
Paging Brad to the session floor.
Yep.
Doth thou sneak?
I still have my roast coming.
Well, that she's out for pizza then, but I think he has other questions.
I turn invisible.
I think that answers that. She either has left or done something to fool my eyes.
Oh, is she invisible?
I'm still here.
Oh, well. She was invisible to my eyes, which is better than most, so there you are then.
That's interesting. So you can't see her?
No. I can smell her.
Is Omega still invisible?
Yep.
Okay.
I can't see her either, but... Is that what that weird feeling is?
Yeah. Brad, don't forget to cross your arms over your chest and hold your fingers in OK signs.
I become visible again.
Well, that answers that question. She can, in fact, be sneaky. Sneakier than me, technically, depending on your definitions.
Who isn't?
I can turn invisible, it's just a different kind.
Yeah, but you can't resist turning giant and then knocking down every wall in the area.
I didn't do it when we saved you.
There were no walls, it was a park.
You also restored my apartment.
I wasn't a dinosaur when I did it, so there.
That's still not incognito.
Actually, to be fair, I think I'm always a dinosaur. It's just mass displacement and shape. So, I mean, like, inside. I'm getting distracted. I want my pizza. Come on. Avery, you coming or not? And yes, we'll be subtle and hit the place up subtly and just etc. And when I ask Avery whether or not he's coming, are you coming in a body to eat pizza, or are you just going ghost and just gonna tag along for the mission, I suppose?
Are we Danny Phantom now?
Maybe.
I'm every kind of phantom. Including the Phantom of the Opera.
I have a distinct feeling he's... Oh. That's smart. Right, that'll be it. We'll get our pizza and meet you at the location. Right, Omega will have one of those headset things, so we should be able to stay in communication.
Should I just drop you off at a pizza place nearby?
Yeah, I don't need a headset.
Oh, right, because you can just... Regardless, you know our headsets, you know what to tap into. Yes, a good one, I suppose. Do you two do deep dish, or...
I'm just hungry.
Fair enough. Well, something that's plentiful. Price isn't too much of an object, and nothing gourmet, but... And preferably close to the location we're going to anyway. I don't think these two want to walk for 2 miles.
You know the drill.
Alright, look it up.
Is anyone going to try and not look up?
Don't tempt me. Why are you being this way? Now, Kaylee will look up. She'll also make a silly face.
And just need confirmation that Constance and Omega are looking up and not doing something silly that has bad consequences.
No, looking up.
I'm kicking a soccer ball.
But
I'm looking up.
you,
I don't care if it's physically impossible for me to kick a soccer ball. I'm doing it.
right. Everyone gets to blink, though Ms. Murphy is treated to a wave from Creepy Girl, as is Avery, in the pitch blackness for a moment before they reappear somewhere else.
Oh, did they look down?
No, they looked up.
Just... They're the only ones that got special treatment?
Avery did something different, and Kaylee made a silly voice. Turn off your freaking mic!
Sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it did anything on that one. Right, so Ms. Murphy, Constance, and Mr. Smith are all getting dropped off at a pizza place, and Avery and Omega are going straight to the communications hub.
For the record, she turned off her powers before she teleported.
I kind of assumed.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and leave everyone visible, because it doesn't matter.
What, you don't want to make a pizza place on the fly for us to eat at?
No, I'm not going to make a pizza place for you unless you somehow turn it into combat.
You heard him, lads.
Challenge accepted!
No, that's not a challenge. You have no difficulties in doing that. I know you. Just...
Aww.
Fun ruined.
So, do I know this place that we're at, just out of curiosity? Because, I have the connected and well-informed advantages, just, you know.
We're actually in the south end of Chicago. One moment.
Are you seriously looking up pizza joints? Because if you are, that makes me so happy.
No, I'm not looking up actual pizza joints.
Damn it.
It better not be a Little Caesars. I'm telling you. If it's a Little Caesars, I'm leveling it.
What's wrong with Little Caesars?
I don't know about you, but everyone around my area, garbage. Just like the worst pizza ever. Yeah.
I should give a pizza place near your house some free advertisement.
It's good.
I don't know if it's a good idea.
Probably not.
Tayo, what's the consequences of actually naming a pizza place?
That means that they know where within X miles of my house where I live.
If it's that specific,
If you hadn't listed that already that it's near me, you could have said it.
Yeah. Oh well.
I'm sorry, one that's near me because that means absolutely nothing. Considering how many pizza joints are around here.
Sorry, what is the consequences of?
It's a very specific name to a pizza place. That's not a chain restaurant.
Just avoid it.
Oh, you mean like picking a particular location in
Somewhere
in southern Chicago?
I took a place near where I live.
That just has very good pizza.
Well, unless you also give the name of the city, I don't think you need to be worried about YouTube stalkers.
Better to avoid it.
It's every city.
There's actually
I think the most
dimensional...
specific information we have on stream of our locations is the name of the state/province that we happen to be in.
There's actually some dimensional stuff going on, and it's the same restaurant in every city.
Yes, Constance will actually know this place because it is fairly nearby her apartment, at least in terms of the city.
Please be a Chuck E. Cheese. Please be a Chuck E. Cheese.
It is not a Chuck E. Cheese.
Son of a bitch.
We said pizza place, not...
That is a pizza place. You cannot tell me that it's not a pizza place. There is pizza there, and it is served, and it is ordered, and it's pizza.
And it's also full of screaming children.
So what? It's still a pizza place.
You fit right in.
Yeah. Oh, that's when it was leveled to the ground.
In any case, they've been teleported to the alleyway nearby a pizza place. They'll see it on stepping outside. I'll leave it to not in character shit of getting into the pizza place.
We enjoy a nice pizza together, and it's bonding team stuff.
That I wouldn't push so far.
If you have any conversations you want to get out of the way while you're there, bring them up. But
then
first of all,
ruins it by having sex with the pizza.
God,
what do you mean ruin? I make a presentation out of that. You get dinner and a movie.
Oh God, Avery, Omega, you have been teleported to the roof of it's an office building. That's all it really looks like.
Well, I'm going to go invisible.
What sort of building are we talking? Like general shape, number of floors.
It's a box, and it's about 4 stories tall.
And the surrounding buildings?
Equally similar boxes ranging from 3 to 5 stories tall.
Okay, so generic, away from downtown office type structures.
Yes, it does give way to like stores and restaurants after a few blocks, though.
Okay. Is there any sort of transmission equipment on roof?
Yeah, there's an antenna and a dish, but most of the buildings have those.
Just cell phone type. Like, the cell phone looking type equipment.
Yes.
Okay. Not knowing whether or not Omega can actually see him at present, although I think she could have did at one point, Avery waves and heads off to float over the top center of the building and slowly make his way down through the floors.
I'm just going to follow him.
I assume you're going slowly so as to not accidentally touch anyone.
And also, in case there's any more yahoos who apparently can see ghosts. Because that's becoming a thing around here.
Yeah, you're just gonna run into some sensitive guy on the street at some point, and he's gonna start screaming. Are you going to go feet first or head first?
Head first.
Well, it's an office building. There's lots of people working in cubicles. Is your first sight?
He will pause long enough to listen for any incriminating conversation happening to go on around him. By the way, what time of day are we talking?
It's getting to the afternoon. Like, people are going to be leaving work within the next 2 hours or so.
Okay. You will listen a bit for incriminating conversation, and failing to hear anything obvious, drift down noggin verse through the next floor.
You will be the most aware that the last one of these things you saw was underground.
Uh-oh.
So you're just going to continue onwards?
Well, the last of these things?
The last base you were in when
the
you
last Bridge Odysseum
hijacked someone, and yeah.
Okay. Thought we were about to see another of those Bridge Odysseum mecha in an assembly bay or something.
No.
Okay.
I'm saying the last time, like the building Robert's reference, that went all pillar of fire.
Yep.
Now we're gonna get onto the elevator and see one of those Prejudicium mechas sipping coffee and pressing the button.
So he's just going to get a general idea of the lay of the land and see if there's anything that happens to be incriminating above ground, but otherwise he's going to keep on going until he runs out of floors to discover.
Okay. What is Omega going to do to case the joint?
Well, you know what? Avery's moving a little slow for me, and I can fly around at like Mach 5, so I'm just gonna fly around the place.
Are you currently intangible somehow?
I'm always intangible.
Right. And you don't have to care about hitting someone, so Mach 5.
I'm just gonna fly around the whole place looking for anything interesting.
Well, you could get through the entire building faster than Avery can, so in the building that you can see, nothing. Nothing particularly interesting.
Also
Anyway.
keep in mind that I have vision that penetrates concealment, so I can see through walls and shit.
Well, you can see that there are floors below you, then.
I'm gonna go down. As far as I can.
When you try to go through the bottom floor, you hit a wall.
What's it made out of? Poke, poke.
Right now, it just feels solid.
Okay, looking around, is there an elevator or staircase that leads below the building?
Not that you can currently see.
I'm gonna go out of the building, fly down into the ground a bit, and see if I can push in from the side.
You hit a very similar wall. Just,
Okay.
this one's vertical.
Okay, I'm gonna go try to find Avery.
Well, Avery will have now reached the bottom floor and not seen anything on his descent.
I'm gonna get behind him and whisper, "There's some sort of wall I can't pass through."
Avery, you had someone sneak up behind you and whisper in your ear.
After skittering a short ways in the opposite direction, he turns and sees her. Makes a visible sighing gesture.
Do you have a way of actually seeing me?
That is a good question. On the other hand, there's not too many invisible people who would know he was there, so... To the empty space behind him, after turning, he holds out two hands, and then places them further apart.
Yeah, I'm back here.
Thumbs up, and starts pointing all which directions.
Down. The floor's got a solid wall in it. I can't pass through.
He attempts to make his way down.
Bonk.
You'll begin going through the same investigative steps, looking for any kind of natural access to lower floors. Stairways, elevators, ventilation shafts.
Nope, nope, and nope.
In that case, he's going to place a hand against it, and just pick a direction and follow it to its edge.
Do you want to pick a direction randomly, or you want me to roll a die?
Well, I am in a semi-office complex, so north. Or at least whichever side of the building is closest to orthogonal to north.
Uh-huh.
I'll be back in just a second, sorry.
In that case, I'll wait with the description for a second.
I meant Barbs, hush you.
I like to think of just, lash
Yeah,
out
it's
to
a
those
bard.
bards.
Just a bard at the end of my tongue. Rocking out.
On the loot.
No, two loots. One in each hand. He's somehow pulling it off. That came out weird. I don't know. And that's what happened with my fingers there, sorry.
So, doom, death, and destruction?
More or less.
I ate your turkey. I ate his little face. I ate the mess he left on the rug. I ate the mess he keeps leaving.
What?
I ate the way he's always ripping up my couch.
Yeah, I get it.
Well, if that's how we're going, I'm gonna go find some jokes to tell.
Hey, now look at me. I'm keeping this train of nonsense rolling.
Kaylee, are you prepared for my jokes?
I'm never prepared for the fact that you may eventually find one.
Nobody expects a Spanish Inquisition.
Just waiting on Tyler to get back. I'm sure this will be some time that has to be cut out.
Search your face.
Actually, I'll be right back.
Back, sorry.
Well, we're all gone.
How did I know that would happen? Did Tayo get back during the time I was gone?
Hello.
He just came back.
The baby has been successfully sent off to her grandfather.
Dun dun dun.
I was imagining a different ending of that sentence because I'm a bad person.
The baby has been successfully recycled.
Let's not delve any further into that statement.
But you can't. It's the God Babby.
No. Just the other day, we were joking about how Kaya's hair is getting way too long. So the wife and I need to, take her to get her hair cut, and we may as well do it for a good cause, right? So we'll take her down, we'll get her hair cut, and we'll donate the rest of her to cancer.
There you go.
You're
That's
just
how
giving
that
it
works,
to
right?
the cancer,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah, you
Like
give the
you
hair
found
to the
a-
cancer, and then it looks nice, so it goes away.
You
Yeah,
found a
okay.
pulsating mass of cancer just sitting on the sidewalk or something.
Well, presumably to cancer research, actually, but I presume it's the same thing. That's who does it, right?
Exactly.
So anyways,
Yes, so you're following the edge of the of the big box underneath the building, and you'll find that in that direction it goes out under the street until at least the borders of the other buildings. So it's basically a rectangle.
okay, I presume it turns a corner.
Yes.
I'ma keep following it.
I'll give you the short answer. It's as wide as the building is, and as long as it takes for it to go across the street to the edge of the buildings across from it.
Yep, and when I reach the corner, I turn 90 degrees and follow the wall down.
Okay, you follow it down the other side.
Objective: discover if it is a 6-sided rectangle.
I'm just gonna follow him and watch.
It is indeed a 6-sided rectangle.
Once we're back above some form of surface, I pause and make a shrugging motion and looking around. Hopefully Omega's somewhere nearby to see.
I'm always nearby.
Yeah!
Do 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 do.
How does it feel when someone does it to you, Ghosty?
Avery points at the ground and knocks on it to verify the solidity. And points in the direction where Omega was, and makes knocking motion.
I knock on it too. I don't know if he can hear it.
Bonk bonk.
Well, where exactly are we right now?
You are most likely currently floating in the street.
Okie dokie, just wanted to know.
So yes, you have found the box that is presumably what you were trying to get into. How would you get into it?
Well, if you just buy it a few drinks, eventually it'll let you in.
Insert here a CinemaSin style, that's racist. Right. Avery points in Omega's direction, makes circling gesture, and points both hands at the impenetrable cube, hoping she gets the message. Look around, and he heads off to test a couple investigative theories of his own.
Well, I have looked around and haven't found anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to fly around the box at super speed, dragging my finger along it until I find a gap.
I forget, does Omega have some kind of sensory ability to check different materials?
Like to analyze?
No.
Does she have any kind of sensory enhancement to her sense of touch?
Nope.
Then you got nothing.
Most of the time she can't touch things, so it would be pretty useless.
Yeah, fair. Then you have nothing. I believe Avery said he had something specific to try.
Yeah, a couple things. First of all, he's going to thoroughly check the basements of any buildings immediately adjacent to the impenetrable zone, seeing if maybe this place is, it's under this building, but it's accessed from an adjacent one.
Okay, are you going to check across the street or next to the building?
All four horizontal sides.
All four horsemen.
Well, 2 of the buildings don't have a basement, so
Good.
You find dirt.
No investigation necessary.
Unless you really want to go searching through dirt.
We have discovered that our enemy are earthworms.
Dun dun dun.
They're Tremors from the movie Tremors.
Oh god, no.
There is no building behind. It's an empty lot. Sort of. It's an empty lot in that it's still under construction. There's, the big banners up all over the place. And,
Wait, the Hulk's there?
Har. Har.
That's the regular size banner.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I think it's big when he's the Hulk.
Ha.
But one does have a basement. Looks like it's where they keep a boiler and some other things. Lots of pipes. Are you going to look around?
Yes, I am going to check check all the walls in the immediate vicinity of the impenetrable cube and see if there's any sort of access.
Well, give me perception. Okie dokie. You will note that there's a readout attached to a pipe over there that you normally expect to, be registering pressure in the pipe or something like that. Avery's no technical genius here. You wouldn't know this unless you could, stick your head through a wall, but it doesn't appear to be connected to anything.
Hey, look, he can stick his head through walls. Right.
That's cheating.
Nevertheless, that is his plan and intention at the moment. So there's like a pipe that runs to a wall or runs along a wall, takes a right turn into it, and doesn't go anywhere.
There's a pipe sticking out of the wall, like there's a visible section of it. Like you'd expect it to be there for maintenance or something. Like they have it sticking out so they can reach it with a wrench. But it seems to be connected to something electronic at either end, but there's no actual pipe that continues on.
Does there appear to be anything motile about the walls nearby?
Not that you can tell.
Okay. I will take note of this. Actually, no, I need to do a little more than take note of this location so I can lead someone else here to it. I will traverse the human access ways to this room on its way out of this building to case it for getting someone someone else to in and,
Yes.
someone who can manhandle these things.
You go.
That's our
up,
cue to show up.
You go up a flight of stairs into a office room sort of deal. It's like a cross between an office and a janitor's closet. From there, you go into an employee area, and from there, you can come out into the lobby of, well, you assume it's an office building.
What is the company and business in question?
Okay, the name of the company. The company in question is White Ostrich Builders.
Racist.
They build white ostriches? That's racist.
You have no idea what their business is based off of that name. Because they're builders, but it's a building full of cubicles.
It's normally normal ostriches and they whitewash them.
Actually, I'm just a little weirded out because the company currently doing renovations on my deck is Pheasant Hill.
We're watching you.
Every builder is actually birds.
Oh no!
Dun dun dun!
Ahem. So,
White Ostrich Builders.
Okay. I will go out to the street.
Is their competition black emus?
No, their competition is Tall Ostrich.
That's racist.
White ostrich can't jump.
Exactly.
I will go out into the street and call out. Frechette, could you get Robert's attention, please?
There's some pause of about a few minutes, and then...
Oh god, dog paws are raining.
That's not what's going on here. Roberts does step out of an alleyway in Avery's field of view. He looks around curiously.
Avery will make his way over, and hope that at some point Omega will notice or possibly pass by, if we're lucky.
What is Omega doing?
I'm going to hit the wall with an electric blast.
I'm going to ask you if you're sure you want to do that.
Also, where you're standing at the time you do so.
I'm inside the Earth.
I'm still going to ask if you're sure you want to do that.
Yeah, I'm going to try it.
Please roll me an int check.
I don't have int. What's that?
Yeah.
I'm going to remind you that one of these buildings went firestorm, giant kaboom.
Yeah, that one didn't have a force field around it.
This is not a force field, this is a wall. This is specifically a wall that can keep out intangible things. What do you think happens if you zap it?
It lets me in.
And candy pops out.
And all your dreams come true. On a
And
rainbow
all
slide
the
of
orphans
wishes.
get puppies.
And somewhere an angel gets its wings.
So again, I'm going to ask, are you really going to do that?
I thought it was a force field. If it's just a wall.
No,
I'm going
it's a
to-
wall.
Okay. I'm going to turn some of the wall into water.
Okay,
So
you can
it's
try to
really
do
good.
that and nothing will happen.
Your PL is insufficient. Please grind out a few more levels.
And I didn't roll a 1.
I
Okay,
just
I'm
told you
gonna-
nothing happens.
Yes, but if I roll a 1, something bad happens.
Fair.
Okay, I'm going to go into the forest and kill boars until I'm powerful enough to transmute some of this wall.
I
On
apologize.
the
I've
way to
eaten all
the
the boars.
forest, you spot Roberts. Will you investigate the fact that Roberts is on scene?
Hi, Roberts.
His version of startlement is a sudden step backwards and glaring at the spot where Omega spoke.
Oh, I just spoke to him through his headset. He's an easier one
Okay.
to talk to.
Hi.
There's a wall I can't get through.
Wonderful. I was brought here because apparently Avery has something to say. Have you seen him?
Not in a while. I split up from him a minute ago. Let me look around.
Avery is in the vicinity of Roberts.
Well, remember I do have extended vision and can see through things, so I should be able to find you pretty quick.
He's near Roberts. He should be on his way to Roberts.
He's over there. He's coming this way.
He looks mad.
And he's
Is
got
it
a
a
knife.
rock?
No.
He's coming right for us. You better shoot him.
Roberts pulls out the whiteboard.
The whiteboard is carefully snatched from his hand and disappears a few feet down an alley.
Into the alley.
Does this alley happen to be between the unfortressed building and the one where Avery found a possible potential access?
You can choose that alley if you so wish.
Perfect. He places the whiteboard up against the building. Suspicious basement. Looks like a way in.
Roberts reads it, nods. Would this be easier if you possessed some poor office worker?
The short answer is yes.
The whiteboard erases, then gets filled with, "I'll go check. Bring everyone in the front door in 15.
I'm afraid some of that got garbled for me.
I'll go check. Bring everyone in the front door in 15.
Well, Roberts will nod and turn away and look up to the sky.
Up and away!
And then he disappears. Just in time for the other three who are busy eating their pizza and talking shit about people who aren't there, presumably.
Quickly, you must type shit about them.
They all get pinged on their headsets.
Presumably, we pick up.
I mean, some of you might not, I don't know.
Yeah.
I do.
Pizza. What is it?
Avery's found something. If you finish eating yet.
Tyron has about like 4 pieces in front of him that he's been like going through. He's gone through probably around 3 already.
Does this mean we don't get the post-dinner nap?
We don't get our nap.
Unfortunately not.
So alright, well, duty calls.
Hey, Can we get the rest of this pizza, back at base?
Bring
don't
it with
know
you
how.
outside.
All right then. We're gonna
And
need like
Constance.
15 or what's it? Sorry, 13 to go boxes.
I'm here.
I have what you need.
After like a minute, we could presumably go outside with 13 to go boxes stacked in fucking Tyrant's arms.
Something like that, assuming Tyrant is willing to pay for it all.
Yeah.
There you go, then.
This is pretty much the only thing he spends his money on besides rent, food. He doesn't really even have internet at his house.
Just duck out of sight and we'll get it handled.
Ducks no fucking alleyway.
I assume the others follow him.
Mm-hmm.
Kaylee.
Well, yeah.
Okay. Everyone looks up and is poofed when you reappear in a different alleyway, and Roberts is actually standing there outside of the base. Isn't this a miracle? Your pizza's gone.
Huh.
My
Convenient.
pizza.
Roberts hands Constance a box.
It's a box.
Inside the box is a long coat and a helmet.
Yeah. Sounds good to me. Like a motorcycle helmet with a blacked out visor or something?
Yes, sort of.
Well, I'm asking you to describe it.
Yes, I know. Give me a moment. Actually, I know what to do. You're wearing the pilfered helmet of that agent that was captured.
Oh, goody. I don't mind.
The coat is, of course, not part of that uniform.
Sure, but looks cool, right?
Roberts waves at it. There are buttons on the inside collar of the coat. They have presets for appearance.
Interesting. I'll go ahead and randomly press one.
You are now a tall black man.
Okay, next one.
You are now a short Asian woman.
Next.
Are you just going to sit there pressing buttons?
Of course.
Roberts will hold out a hand for you to stop after the second one.
Okay.
Avery's found something in this building here. He said to gather everyone at the 15. Whoever was pressing something, you're really making it hard to talk when it's just going in and out.
That's what she said.
Oh, God. Go to the front of the building, loiter outside. Avery should be there momentarily. I need to get back inside.
Okay.
And with that, Roberts leans back on the wall and falls through it.
Never to be seen again.
I assume you're all going to go wait out front to the building.
That's what he said, isn't it?
Yep.
Doesn't mean you're going to listen to him.
I see no reason not to this particular time. Is someone having fun over there?
Jesus. What's going on? I don't even know
Okay.
what's happening anymore.
Okay, so we all collect outside the front as so ordered.
Yes. And I believe now we have to wait for Tayo's input.
Meanwhile, 15 minutes in the past.
Do.
Avery goes back inside that building. Is it still approaching knocking off time, or is it passing?
It's approaching.
Okay.
Approaching faster.
Right. The way down into that basement was down a set of stairs. Was it through any locked or secured doors? Or was it just,
The
basement,
door-
that's where the heater is?
The door to the basement was locked, and it was in the employee area.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Brad, you're the one making an odd clicking noise.
You're the one making an odd clicking noise.
Everyone else hears that, right? It's not just me?
Yeah,
I
I hear
do,
it. It's
but-
pretty annoying.
I couldn't tell who it was because the speak light doesn't stay on long enough. There we go. Jaku! Alright.
In any case, there's one locked door, and it's in the employee area, and there are employees still there, so presumably if you go in and you're not an employee, you get called out.
Yeah, so it's visible to like a cubicle floor or such like? Or just to
it's the ground floor, so there's not very much cubicles going on.
Okay. Alright. There is the front desk of any sort. Who's manning it?
There's a receptionist.
Peyton Manning.
Just the one receptionist?
Just one.
And is it a like separate sort of lobby? Can't clearly be seen from rest of the ground floor?
Yeah, there's doors leading into everywhere else, so unless you come through one.
Okay. Avery's going to go make contact.
Dun dun. Actually, can anyone do the Jaws theme very well? That is
For a sec.
neither of those are the Jaws theme.
Oh, I can do it.
That sounded more like SOS, but I'll take it.
Congratulations, Avery. You are now in the possession of a young secretary.
Hot.
Somewhere, someone's fetish has just been fulfilled.
It was mine.
Uh-huh.
So, Avery is going to pause in the middle of whatever she may have been working on, and check the drawer that's usually at secretary and front desks, and look for access keys. Look for like janitorial access keys.
You found a key ring.
That's very likely to be the necessaries. You'll take note of that. Slip the key ring into a pocket. Close the drawer again.
And then
go-
just sit there until people show up.
Go back to looking like she's working.
Well, you don't have very long to wait until you see some recognizable people outside. Since glass doors and all.
Going to continue waiting until they're inside.
I believe they were told to wait outside. So this is gonna be
He
a little
said
bit.
bring them in the front door in 15.
He did, yeah.
Well, Robert's already left.
Well, guess we're just gonna sit here doing nothing.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Tyron's going in there.
See, I knew someone would just do it.
No, Tyron is not just going to stand outside a big glass where they can obviously see him and look at it, and then, no. There's
Tyrant
looking
has entered the building.
suspicious, and there's just stupidity.
Tyrant has entered the building.
Hello, sir. Can I help you?
I don't know, can you?
Well, that depends. Are you the interior decoration contractors?
Blinks, smiles entirely too wide. Yes.
Excellent. Please invite your compatriots in. I'll just get things ready here.
Takes a moment to stick his head out, waves everyone in, and just says quietly, we're interior decorators, just run with it.
Excuse me?
Interior decorators.
Tyrant certainly is an interior decorator.
Come on, in.
Undecorate. While they're getting ushered inside, Avery is only at this point going to try and log an appointment for interior decoration inspection on the if there's any kind of a calendar and appointment making system on the computer in front of him.
There is.
Perfect. Like a responsible citizen, he puts out a back in 20 sign in front of the receptionist desk. Ring bell if there's one of those. Okay, could you all please follow me?
Mm-hmm.
Heading into the back room. You're just going to assume it's the head janitor's office, because there's really no reason for there to be an office mixed with a janitorial closet.
I suppose.
I'm sorry, is that a question directed at me?
No. You have head back into this room. What do you do now? That is directed at you.
I lead them to that room, and then to the stair.
The door is locked. You have many keys to go through.
I will make a point of trying a couple of them. At random.
Check.
Has Avery given us a cue that it's him and not just random secretary?
Beyond the joke of you all being interior designers, no.
Just making sure.
Oh, it seems to be jammed. Do any of you have a stronger wrist? These keys, they won't turn.
Tyrant leans over and grabs the knob and just sort of gently breaks the lock. After you.
Lead them down the stairs.
Okay, when does the music start?
This will be quite the scene with everyone.
And on the assumption that there is some kind of surveillance, he's going to continue to keep up the act by continuing with. So as you can see, it's a grungy little mechanic space. We were hoping to spruce it up, make the walls finished, close off the machinery behind partitions, just make it a little more nice for when we need to store things down here. If you'd all just, we would appreciate your input on design and figuring out what you could do.
Well, it depends on whether or not you're willing to knock down certain support structures. I would need to talk to some people about where the load-bearing walls are and all that business.
Well, this one over here, Avery goes to where that pipework is. This one here appears to be load-bearing, knocks on that pipe, but so long as you stay away from that, it should be fine. If you need anything, I'll just be up at the desk. Goes back out to keep up the charade.
I'm not sure whether that means knock it down or don't knock it down.
And I whisper in Tyrant's ear, "Hi, Tyrant."
Oh, Jesus. Jumps like a good, 2 foot.
Has his head gone into the ceiling?
Nearly. There might be a thunk sound, and there might be a bit of a dent there.
Yes, Avery, you hear a thunk.
I will attempt to not look concerned.
And here I thought I might have to go back to my flipping through home and garden and figuring out how to do interior decoration. So this is you're doing that.
I
I'm
would
asking.
hope so.
Omega. Because this is the first time that it's obvious that it's not just random interior decoration thing.
Avery's in the girl.
I know, but didn't you just pop out?
Ew.
That's what
That's I'm explaining to you your character now that Avery's in the girl since you brought me up.
Mm-hmm.
And did this wall, does it need to be removed? The pipe one?
If we want to go through there, yeah.
Alright then. Stand clear of the blast zone. Give it about 15 feet, depending.
I'll back away a little bit more than 15 feet, about as far as I can get.
Does anyone want to speak up towards Tyrant the idea of being stealthy?
I don't think it's a good idea to just knock out the wall. Are you sure there's no other way around it?
I would presume if they had a way through, they would have said something and done it, rather than told me to punch a wall.
Can Kaylee feel anything behind the wall?
She can sense the usual thing of there being a building there. A Praetorium building, to be precise.
I'm going to go ahead and activate my power so I can get, better stats. And to search a space would be investigation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
While she does that, to be absolutely sure of this, Omega, since you're intangibly not seen, could you just double check with Avery that he wants me to destroy this wall? Because I'm not sure I believe that's his intention, because he's usually very hesitant about me doing such things. So just a quick up, if you could.
Constance, the rest, scanning the entire room is not a slow process for you, of course, but any readings on the rest of the room are mostly negated by the fact that you're pretty sure that pipe in front of you doesn't connect to anything.
I will point this out.
A pipe to nowhere.
Kaylee's gonna walk over to it and, knock on it.
It echoes.
How big is this pipe?
It's about the size of your arm and about as long. Just kind of one end comes out of the wall, it goes up for a bit, and then goes back into the wall. It's almost like a handle.
I grab it with my move object hand and pull it.
How much force does your move object hand have?
Let me double check that. My Gravitic Blast is a rank 14 effect, so...
So what does it have to do with your hand grabby? We don't know how all your powers work.
I believe you can lift a mass rank equal to your power rank.
Yeah.
But that's the upper limit, and I assume you're starting at the bottom and slowly increasing until something maybe happens.
If your question is whether I can pull something as strong as a person, yes.
Also, Miss Murphy is currently standing next to it.
She'll stop when it starts moving.
I would caution her to move away before doing that.
No, I always just yank and pull.
Fine.
You yank on the pipe. The pipe barely moves at all. It slides out a tiniest bit, not enough to actually hit Miss Murphy. And the floor starts glowing.
Like the entire floor in the whole room?
Yes.
Okay, what did someone do?
Well, I'd better land on it if it's possible for me to.
You can land on it.
Should we be landing on it or trying to get off of it?
I'm assuming in my mind, I'm assuming it's either going to start moving the room or transport people, so I want to be on it right now.
This will be interesting then. Presume doing whatever it is you're doing.
I pulled the pipe.
And now the floor glows. Floor, take us to home base. Well, then about it, yes.
I assume Miss Murphy is also touching the floor and didn't start floating.
No, she's not floating yet.
Everyone but Tyrant, you're being teleported.
Naturally.
Actually, is Tyrant still immune to teleportation, or did that get junked? Okay.
Specifically, let me get this. Dimensionally anchored immune teleportation specifically, because it's a super specific, very super specific thing. So
yeah, congratulations. You're being teleported. Tyrant doesn't get to go with.
That's how that works. So everyone around me just poofs.
Now, the rest of you wouldn't even be aware that you've teleported, except for the fact that Tyrant has vanished and there is now no pipe in front of you. But the rest of the room is identical.
Tyrant got teleported away.
And the pipe, too.
I'll take my routine perception check just to be double sure that nothing else seemed to have changed.
Oh no, some asshole teleported away the pipe and Tyrant.
Constance, to your vision, someone has gone to great lengths to make this room look identical, but it's not.
What is different?
Just there's scuff marks in the ground where they've put the boiler into the exact spot where it should be. The pipes are slightly different, like colors and textures.
Okay.
Very subtle stuff most people would never notice, but you're you.
Sherlock vision.
Yep, and I will point this out to people.
Yes, the dirt buildup is different.
The dirt tastes different. Did it use the premium dirt in the other one?
Yeah, this dirt has a lot more cat feces in it.
And yes, Miss Murphy will of course know immediately that they've been teleported. Because you are now inside the odd gravitational anomaly that is the Prejudicium building.
Now she'll start floating.
Floating, floating, floating.
No.
Just keep floating. Just keep floating.
So, before we do anything else, what is Tyrant going to do now that everyone else has vanished?
Floor's still glowing.
No, the floor has stopped glowing.
I need to go upstairs, hands in his pocket. Go back to the front where Avery is. Thumb behind him and go, there's a problem with the piping. Can you come look at it?
How close is it now to knocking off time?
We are
within
5?
I believe he means in character.
Yes. In universe.
Within 20 minutes.
Certainly, sir. Just a moment. Responsibly screen lock the computer.
Slowly
Phones
reach
on
out.
call forward.
Take one of the candies at the front table they always have. Pop it in the mouth.
And
It tastes like cabbage.
The fuck is wrong with these candies? Avery, is your candy... You just says that, Avery, is your candy drugged?
sir, my name is Evelyn.
Evelyn, is your candy drugged?
No, we use the finest kale chip-based candies.
He slowly spits it out. Just like extends his tongue and lets it drop off. I am going to do terrible things to the maker of this candy.
Push it out of the way, and are you going to lead on or not?
Yes, come, yes. Lead her downstairs. Point at the pipe and go, well, apparently you can teleport people. I can't teleport.
Oh,
Tyrant is the most subtle.
After you, I'll just punch my way through the wall when you all start panicking.
how will you know we started panicking?
You'll come in through the comms.
I have an appearance to go keep up for 20 more minutes. Give me your earpiece. Wait, do you have a spare earpiece?
Would I?
Not unless he'd gone out of his way to grab one.
No, and I didn't pay for the equipment to manage, so he wouldn't. wasn't expecting to run into this situation, so I do not. Normally, I'm not the one. Well, normally I am the one separated. Let's be honest, but you know what I mean.
Tell you what, you go back. Ask Roberts to send you back with some concealable weapons and a spare headset,
Concealable weapons? What for?
so that I'm not completely naked after you abandon me.
You're not. You're wearing clothes.
Clearly, this requires a different approach. Out! Out!
Out where? I'll go to Avery. You're not Avery and Roberts.
Yeah, start shooshing him out.
Get shooshed out.
Go talk. You go back, talk to Roberts, and come back when you have the proper tools to deal with that basement. Measure it up all proper, like.
I am the proper tool. All right, I'm going.
You are a proper tool. Get.
Good. Now we have to stop.
All right, that'll do you.
And we'll have chaos next time, I'm sure. Oh, God.
I plan to show up with several rocket launchers.
Concealable, God.
You can conceal a rocket launcher.
RPGs are not concealable.
Says you.
I don't know. The Pathfinder book's not that big.
I have a Mond. Oh Jesus! I have a Mondolo.
Oh, okay.
I have a Londamo. I'll be back.
It'll
Online in a bit. But that's all for today.
Yeah, look, Tyron, if it's too big, if it's large enough that we can't say, or are you happy to see me, it's not concealed.
I mean,
Oh God. Okay, I'm leaving now.
Bye.
Bye.
if you're missing a leg, I'm just saying.
All right.
Goodbye.
What?
Yep. Yes, Brad?
What about Tyrant's leg?